Alright, so Activision Blizzard is being sued by the state of California over widespread harassment of women. The lawsuit highlights multiple instances of harassment and discrimination that are a violation of state civil rights. And what we'll be going over in this video we'll be taking a broad look at the industry when it comes to situations like this, because this isn't anything new at all. I'm not going to act like it is. And we'll be looking at some of the official documents from the lawsuit, reading some things from there. We'll be having personal anecdotes from employees, and we'll try to update this story, as it goes along these next couple of weeks, months, and so on. Because the story was broke around 4 days ago on the 20th of July, and we've already seen some response from Activision executives like Jared Allen Brock and Fran. So we've already seen some responses at the corporate level. We've already seen it from employees, and yeah, we'll get into the video. We'll do some more in-depth discussions or our thoughts on areas in this lawsuit. But when it comes to me looking at this from a broader scope, when it comes to the industry, what I'm not going to do is act like I am shocked or surprised, because again, this is nothing new. We saw what happened last summer when it came to Ubisoft and the Smash community. So you have a micro and macro level when it comes to abuse, harassment, and sexual assault allegations. And that was clear with Ubisoft, how they enabled and protected abusers. And the same thing with these influencers in the Smash community doing the same thing, but at a smaller scale with these influencer houses, how they would cover for each other and how they would sneak drinks to underage minors, so on and so on. So I'm not going to act like this is anything new or surprising. We've seen this before. I don't know why people are acting like it's new, because in every other industry they have had to deal with allegations like this. So it shouldn't be shocking to anyone that it's making its way to the gaming industry. It shouldn't be shocking to anyone, like especially once we saw what happened last year. So I don't know why people are going to be acting like they're shocked that this could ever happen. But when it comes to what community members could do, individuals could do, because I'm seeing some discourse on whether or not they should boycott the games, and I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. You can do that. You cannot do that. I'm not going to have an issue with people not boycotting these games and still playing them, because I honestly feel like if every one of these communities were to leave after this, they would be doing more harm than good. The reason why they'd be doing more harm than good, because you don't have any good leaders or good people to hold those that do anything wrong accountable. You allow these guys to enable abuse, cover up for each other, and the abuse can grow, and you can fester a toxic environment. So when it comes to influencers, players, I don't think they should leave in mass and droves, because that will just allow things to get worse behind the scenes, because you don't have anyone holding them accountable or trying to clean up the environment. Another example of this would be tournament organizers at these events, like for example fighting game events. You would need to have good leaders there to prevent terrible behavior from happening, because if you don't, you can allow them to cover up and protect each other, like what we're seeing with these corporations and what we've seen last year when it came to events like EVO in general. So I don't think everyone leaving in droves is the best solution. I think it does more harm than good. And when it comes to players outright boycotting the game, I mean, I can't get mad if they don't do it, because, well, one, some of these influencers, they play these games to pay their bills, and of course, just general entertainment. Activision, Ubisoft, EA, they have way too much of a hold on the industry for you just to completely boycott and not play those games. Kind of like Amazon, and how they have done terrible things to their employees, but they have such a foothold on just about everything else. It's hard for average people that can't afford to spend more money in other avenues, because Amazon's just that much cheaper and it's just that much faster. So I won't get mad if players decide not to boycott, or I won't get mad if they do. You can't go wrong either way, but I'd rather have more people in this community be good people, and they can hold others accountable, instead of letting them all leave and you allow the toxicity to grow, and it, it's able to be covered up for because you have no one holding them accountable. You got these guys protecting each other and not the actual victims. And now I'll be reading over a few articles in the lawsuit. It is documented online, so I'd recommend you read over it or just give it a quick skim. But we'll be going over one of the allegations regarding sex discrimination, and that revolves around pay, assignment, promotion, termination, and constructive discharge. Defendants have engaged and continue to perpetuate discriminatory practices regarding pay, assignment, promotion, and other terms and conditions of employment which negatively affect and impact female employees. These discriminatory practices begin at hire when women are offered lower compensation and less lucrative job assignments and opportunities than their male counterparts. Defendants paid female employees significantly less in starting pay than their male counterparts at hire. This pattern or practice and violations were continuing. The pay disparity continued throughout the employment for female employees. Defendants paid female employees significantly less than male counterparts after hire. This pattern or practice and violations were continuing. Women were also offered less stock and incentive pay opportunities. Female employees were overwhelmingly assigned into lower grades / levels without stock and incentive pay opportunities or less opportunities. Female employees also received less stock and incentive compensation than male employees. This pattern of practice and violations were continuing. Women were steered into lower levels of the defendant's hierarchy and often had to work harder and longer to earn promotional and other opportunities as their male counterparts. As an example, a female employee working for Blizzard Entertainment was assigned to a lower level role, denied equal pay, and subsequently sought a promotion because she had been carrying out duties exceeding her job description. She was repeatedly told it was not her turn and others deserved a promotion ahead of her. Ultimately, the employee promoted her after 3 years, while her male counterpart was promoted within a year of his hire despite having started several months after her. Her male counterpart was also assigned leadership responsibilities, which she was not afforded responsibilities, which furthered the male employee's ability to get promoted. In another example, a female employee who worked at Blizzard Entertainment was assigned at a lower level, denied equal pay, and passed over promotion despite multiple factors that suggested that she earned it. Highly rated performance reviews. She generated significantly more revenue in her marketing campaigns than her male counterpart. She ran twice as many campaigns as her male counterpart. Despite her accomplishments, her male counterpart was invited to have monthly or weekly one-on-one meetings with the vice president, and she was not afforded those same opportunities. She was unsurprisingly passed over for promotion in favor of her male counterpart. So briefly, just to describe all that, it's more of a good old boys club. So even if you are working hard and you're doing your job very well, and you're not going to get promoted because you're a woman, and it's really that simple. And they already went over that in multiple details. People starting later, not working as hard, not having as high quality of work, and they would still get promotions over a more deserving candidate. Now, this isn't surprising when it comes to Activision because they've had issues when it came to paying their employees in general, and they're not the best when it comes to employee satisfaction because they can have record revenue years and they'll still lay off upwards to 800 to 1,000 people. But now we're just gonna wait and see how this develops within the next couple of weeks. I won't be surprised at any apologies, executives stepping down. There's going to be a lot of things coming out, but there is a lot of employees corroborating these stories, which is good to know. But you shouldn't harass employees that are not guilty and that weren't complacent or an accomplice with the abuse in these studios. You just gotta be supportive, and I've seen some ripple and some backlash from the way these other companies, how they're going to be covering Activision products in the future. So that's a good sign already, even though it's really small. But I'll update this as more information comes down the pipeline. And with that out the way, ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe, and I'm out.